Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our playthrough of Dominions 4. As you can remember, we had finally begun to push back against Narzaruth by taking back our fortress up here in the north, and Abyssia had laid siege to our southern fort. I've set up so that we're moving another contingent of mages from Ermor, our capital, towards that fort to back up against Abyssia. I am also continuing our sneak attacks using the Harvester of Sorrows that we summoned in both Pelagia and Abyssia's continent. Along with that, we are continuing to search for magic sites. I am summoning more Mound Fiends to give us more undead power. And we have changed our research to enchantment. This will allow us to summon more undead on the battlefield with our mages as we bring them in. Let's go ahead, end the turn, and we'll see what happens next. And we have our results from that turn. So as you can see, we completed 3 levels of research and enchantment in one turn, getting us up to the point where we can cast Raise Skeletons, summoning 3 skeletons at a time. We also, it looks like Abyssia has claimed the Throne of Law. That's the throne province they took from us earlier. We've summoned a Mound Fiend. We had a battle in the Holy See. This is where we had our Harvester of Sorrows attack. Oh, and he died. Very sad, but he was already injured. Not that big of a loss. There was a battle in Helheim. This is us assaulting Narzaruth. And it looks like we've conquered the province, but they've holed up in their castle. We've killed pretty much all of their troops that they had. All that's left is Hangadrotning. And you can see that we lost a standard, one of our slingers, and we gained several of their troops through casting spells, and we added them to our army. I'm not sure which spell they're casting. Let's take a look and see what happened there. So again, this is where we have our group of mages in the back with communions. Looks like they have a line of surf warriors. Let's go ahead and zoom out a bit. Let's fast forward through this and see what happened. We're still set to cast Solar Rays, which is good because they're still bringing in these long dead. And, these herdmen won't be affected by it. I think Touch of Madness may be the spell. Nope, Enslave Mind. There's what it is. So after we get done with these spells we've told them to, they're going into their other high-level spells, and it looks as though they are casting Enslave Mind on the enemy, which is causing them to join us. That's where we're getting those extra troops. That's pretty cool. A couple unexpected events. We have some gold. A trader vessel has arrived from distant ports. The officials have been able to tax its merchants. Peasants speak of ill omens and strange creatures that prowl the forest at night. A handful of death gems have been found in the belly of a goat. Death gems, unrest, and magic +2. I wonder what's going to happen there. Another event, a prospector genius has found a small gold deposit. We're under siege in our fort in the south. We're starting to destroy the gate at Fort Helheim, but we need more time to succeed. And we've cured some afflictions and diseases. So I want to take a quick look at Helheim. It doesn't tell us Narzaruth is here, but I don't see anywhere else he could have fled to. So, here we have a cabal of our augurs that we're setting over, and we have several here as well. We're going to need to align them to be ready for battle, especially against the salamanders and sea trolls. So we're going to need to do that, and it looks like they have another group of enemy units up here that will probably attack as well when that battle happens. So we'll want to make sure everything's set up for there. It looks like a local defensive province appears to be quite well organized. We don't want to fight that. Let's keep looking around. Here's where we lost our battle, but we have another Harvester of Sorrows that we summoned. We'll have him attack as well. Let him go ahead and cause more trouble for Pelagia in this province. We have another Mound King that we've summoned in. Let's go ahead and give him another one of these magic staffs that makes his death magic more powerful. We'll convert more of our gems to death gems. And I think I want to summon in one more of these Mound Kings. So, cast Ritual Spell, summon Mound Fiend, and we're going to go ahead and have this guy. Do we have enough gems? We don't have enough gems. I wanted to make another one of these Skull Staffs, but we don't have the gems for it, so we'll hold off for a moment. In the north, we're just continuing to... Well, we haven't been recruiting for a bit. We need to make sure we keep our recruitment up. Don't want that to fall by the wayside. Here, we need to be recruiting as well. Ooh, it looks like we don't have a laboratory here, so we can't recruit many of our troops. I think we'll hold off for a minute then and just recruit the regular guys, because we can't get any of our augurs yet. And we have no mages in this territory to recruit augurs. There's a little army down here, nothing to be too concerned with. Once we take this fort, we can focus on defending this pass. Over here, we're all set up. I'm going to break away, arrange these units here into our communions, arrange these troops into communions, and then I will end the turn. And when we return, we will see if we're able to break out of this siege right here. We'll see you then in a few seconds. And with the turn ended, let's find out how these battles went. So, we've completed our research and enchantment. We are now up to enchantment level 4. We can now cast the Behemoth spell. Lets us summon in basically a large former elephant, dead, decayed giant beast, which is kind of cool. Aruthra casts Summon Mound Fiend, so we have another undead priest. If you can't see where my plan is, we're going to start using undead spells against Abyssia to take them out, and we're just going to build up a huge undead force. Seems to be working very well. Proclamation from us. I went ahead and had Tarkon. That's that leader, the Legatus, that we gave the necklace to that heals people. I went ahead and made him our new prophet, since he's been with us for quite a while. I think he's deserved it. There was a battle in Helheim. It looks like just Narzaruth himself came forth to fight us, summoned some undead skeletons, which we killed over and over, and he killed a couple Principi. We lost one of those surf warriors that we had captured with that spell, and one of these little Ankensis guys, so nothing big there. Again, he can keep coming out. We just need to hold this for a little bit till we can assault him now that we have a magic plan to defeat him. There was a battle in Amon Forest. This is where we're attacking them, where they have us under siege. Let's see how this battle went. So we have a large number of salamanders. These have that fire breath we're not real excited about. Fire snakes. They have a fire breath. Quite a few Abyssian infantry. These guys, low defense skill, but extremely high protection. Again, all the Abyssians have high protection levels. Same with their other infantry setup. The difference between this infantry and this infantry here is they have a battle axe. It is a length 3, 23 damage weapon. Their other infantry only has a Morning Star, less damage, not as good a length, but they have this shield which helps defend against projectiles. Looks like they have some sea trolls. I don't know why Abyssia has been summoning sea trolls, but all the better for them. And it looks like a warlord. So let's see. On our side, we've set up our communion slaves. We've also set up our augurs to go ahead and become communion masters themselves. This will raise their death level to 3. This will let them cast a spell which should kill creatures and turn them into undead on our side. I gave one of our commanders a magic item that lets him summon a water elemental. I figured why not? We're fighting enemies of fire. These guys are fire resistant, have a pretty good number of hit points, and this costs us nothing. Basically what happens is, I believe it's this commander here, yep, he just carries this into battle, and what it does is every time the battle starts, we just summon a water elemental. I think I might start getting more of these built and just give them to all of our commanders, because each commander can carry 2 of those miscellaneous magic items. We could just flood the battlefield with those water elementals, which I think might work. Let's see how this battle goes. So we have their casting fanaticism, increases their morale. And we have our communions going off. I'm going to zoom out a bit. There's all of our mages going together to form their magic communions. Looks like they've summoned in a fire elemental. It's kind of funny. We have this fire elemental against our water elemental over here. There goes our Blast of On Life. That's the spell that I'm talking about. Let's see what happens. And then, this is the other spell that I set up. So we've been talking about Abyssia, and Abyssia has their main troops that we're worried about are these salamanders. Now, direct damage are undead spells, and being able to summon undead to fight them, the chaff troops, we don't care if they die, is part of our plan. But then to back these guys up, they have all these troops in heavy armor. What this Stellar Cascade spell is going to do is it's going to build up fatigue on these troops, and once these troops get to 100 fatigue, they won't be able to fight anymore until that stat goes down. So maybe we can stall them on the battlefield from even attacking us. There goes our brave water elemental. What just happened? All right, so we hit this ogre with that Blast of On Life spell. It killed him in one hit, and it turned him into a soulless, basically a very weak undead creature on our side. Pretty cool. Oh, it looks like they even have a little spine devil with them. Oh, there's another one. Oh, that spell's beautiful. You can see how the fatigue on these has risen much higher. This is the part that just is terrible. They've moved in. They're starting to use their fire attack, and you can see they already cut a hole in the middle of our army. we're fatiguing the enemy with that Stellar Cascade. So, for example, this Shadow Imp is so fatigued that he will probably never take place in the battle. At 200 fatigue, he'll probably never be able to move forward to fight. We're cutting through the salamanders. Oh my goodness. Are we... Well, we're losing some guys to the fire. More of that on life spell. Casting fatigue. Now, with 147 fatigue, these salamanders can no longer fight either. So that's another weapon in their arsenal that we've wiped out. Now we can just walk up to these guys who just can't even fight back and shoot through them. These fire snakes are coming up. They do have this fire flare attack. Let's keep going. And now our mages have gone through the spells we told them to cast and are now able to cast this Raise Dead spell. If you remember seeing this on the other side of the battlefield, computer, it's payback time. Oh, there's the terrible guys. Where are they? There they are, the fire drakes. That's the problem. The drake fire with a range 6. I don't like the looks of that. We're doing okay still. I didn't even think about this as a possibility for our army. I want to take a look at our communion slaves, see how they're doing. So they're at 126 fatigue. So what happens is every time we cast spells with our masters, they raise the fatigue of our communion slaves. If it gets too high, they'll kind of kill the communion slaves, so we want to watch out for that. More skeletons. They're fleeing. I didn't even notice. I was so worried. Their troops are fleeing the battlefield. And we're casting the Enslave Mind spell on them now. We do have this fire elemental we do have to fight off. We have a huge number of undead here, and they're fleeing in the other direction. We are enslaving minds. Folks, I think we've done it. The armies of Abyssia are routed. That's beautiful. Let's see how this turned out. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's not so great. So we do have a small problem. So we successfully wiped out all 72 of their troops, including 4 of those fire drakes and 16 fire salamanders. Wonderful. We killed this anointed of Raux. I didn't even see him on the battlefield, but he was there and he is no more. We took out this warlord. We did a great job. We have a small problem. If you see here, of the 23 augurs we sent into battle, it appears that we killed 17 of them by casting spells that were so high a level that it just wiped them out. We're going to need to rethink this and look for some less powerful spells to cast so that we don't lose as many augurs. Or we can just keep hiring augurs in the background. Maybe we can find where we're getting enough money to overtake the loss of those troops. But let's not let this be a downer for us, because let's look what else happened. We lost 67 Principe. That's kind of a big blow. But we gained a bunch of their troops with the Enslave Mind spell. So in total, even though we lost 67 and 17, we gained a bunch of Abyssinian infantry. They're fire drakes. The sea trolls have joined us. This is the strangest outcome I've ever seen. We also got a flame helmet and a fire plate that were found on the battlefield. That's a really neat outcome for us. We're going to have to come with a better plan for our augurs. Looks like our Harvester of Sorrow. This plan is not working out so well. Not a big deal. It's Pelagia. Some unexpected events. Wicker Woods. We found 10 water gems. And in Donnermark, we found a magic site. Awesome. Started to destroy the gates in Helheim. 6 battle afflictions cured. And 1 unit was cured of their diseases. Let me take a look. So we took this territory, but we have hardly any augurs left. We're going to need to rethink what we do here, because I have a feeling that Enslave Mind spell may be the problem. Nope, Fatigue of 20. It must have been a different spell that was being used that caused the issue. It's a level 4. I'm not sure. We'll have to check and find out what caused that. So we'll dig into a plan to rebuild our strength of our augurs and get ready to assault for Helheim in a few turns. We'll see all that and more in the next episode of Gaming with Grug. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.